ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to a brand new edition of the S Stories right here on Sophiya Anjam's official YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching every Friday 7 p.m. And today we have a very interesting topic of discussion. One of my favorite topics in the world, apart from food, of course, happens to be music. You know what they say about music? They say that if music be the food of love, then play on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warmly welcome the very talented Maria Unera. Fatma, how are you?
Hi.
Good, good, good. The poor thing is not feeling too well, okay, so just spare her a little bit today. So Maria, a lot going on, huh?
Yes, I've actually been singing every day for so long.
Okay.
इसलिए थोड़ा सा
गला थोड़ा सा almost बंद हो चुका है और वो चाय के सिप ले रही हैं. So what brings you to my city, Lahore?
Oh, well, it's been a crazy week. Just a couple of shows, really.
Okay.
Plus, I wanted to come and see you.
Ah, I like that. I think that's the best part. But let me also formally and officially introduce you as well. Well, she of course is a singer. She's a songwriter, and she is, she is a fantastic person. The reason I'm saying she's a fantastic person is because when I took a listen to her songs and the lyrics in particular, they're very sensitive and they're very mature as well. You know, it's not all about, hey babe, you know, we met at the gym or we met at the club, we fell in love, and yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I really like to connect with my fans and my audience through my lyrics. Obviously because it is music.
Yeah.
So I find that the most difficult and also the most pleasing bit to connect with. So I try to write simple lyrics but yet meaningful.
Absolutely. I think something that you probably believe in.
Yeah.
You know, you always write about things that you believe in. Now, let's take a trip down the memory lane.
Oh, yes.
and talk to Maria as a 10-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
What was her dream?
When I was 10, I really did not know what I wanted to do because I was 10.
Okay.
But I do remember I would always plug in the karaoke machine.
Really?
Yeah, my mom, she was actually posted in Afghanistan. She was working for the UN.
Okay.
And so we normally used to have karaoke nights together, but I remember specifically when I was 10 years old, my mom was obviously posted, so I was alone. And every Sunday I'd have like my own karaoke nights by myself.
So your own version of Home Alone, huh?
Home Alone.
The Pakistani version of Home Alone.
Yeah, like my brother and my dad would be like in the other room.
Okay.
Keep it down.
So partial Home Alone.
Partial Home Alone. I totally think that even then when I was 10, I had like a bone for music.
Really? Yeah. And how did you get that? Is it in your family?
So I think it's my mom. I think, okay, so I'm part Filipino.
Yeah.
And it's our culture.
Yeah.
That we have music in our blood.
Right.
We dance, we have food, everything.
And you celebrate it.
We celebrate it.
Yeah.
And so I think I kind of just got it from my mom.
Fantastic. So now let's take a look at your inspirations as well. That I'm sure that you heard so many songs as a kid, and I looked up to so many different artists and personalities also. So who were you fond of? Were you in love with a celebrity? Did you have a crush? Talk about it.
When I was younger, when I was
any posters on the wall?
Oh my goodness, yeah. I was a die-hard Britney Spears fan.
Really?
I remember I would go, this is back in the Philippines, I would literally beg my aunt to take me to the mall.
Wow.
So I could buy authentic Britney Spears posters.
Wow.
And I remember we had to come back to Pakistan. And I wanted to, I had a vision that I would post. She had just come out with some perfume that she launched back
I remember that. And
so I got the authentic poster.
Wow.
It was like a hard, बहुत अच्छी quality.
And that was a big thing, it was a big thing. Yeah.
And I'm like this 11-year-old freaking out, and I remember I did not want to put it in my suitcase because I was like, I'm going to put it on my wall. So they stopped me at immigration and they're like, well, you're going to have to sing Hit Me Baby
one more time.
And then we're going to let you go. So yeah, Britney Spears
should have sounded Toxic instead.
I don't think it was out at that
point. It came on later on.
But I was a die-hard Britney Spears fan, and I used to be embarrassed about it because she went a little crazy.
She did.
But now I'm embracing it because that is kind of where. But then obviously, with age, I started listening to more music, and then when I was a teenager, I started listening to a lot.
What? You're not a teenager anymore?
I'm 23.
What? Are you serious? Okay.
When I was in my teens, I was really fond of Avril Lavigne.
I used to love her.
And then
When You're Gone was the song.
When You're Gone was the best.
Love it.
The first album was crazy.
Yeah.
And then then I don't No, 17-year-old Maria Unera was just in love with Paramore.
Wow.
And I was so inspired by Hayley Williams that I dyed my hair red. And my mom grounded me. She's like, how dare you? And then she got over it. And then
sounds familiar because I kind of dyed my hair orange. So,
yeah,
I kind of remember that day.
It was so bad. And I don't know what I was thinking. I did it by myself.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And it was like complete red?
It was blood red.
Oh my god, I love that. Okay.
And
cray.
Yeah, I was grounded for a week because of that. But yeah, no, and then my music knowledge just started improving with experience, performing and with meeting people, talking about new people. And then obviously it's such a modern age, there's new music coming out every day.
Right.
These days, however, I'm very much inspired by indie folk music.
Okay.
Because that really revolves around not just the music itself, but the lyrical content.
Right. So it's meaningful.
It's meaningful, and that's kind of where I got my inspiration to write the majority of my songs.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so you talked about a lot of inspirations as well. But did you have your friends who used to sing, or perhaps did you perform at your school and university and college days?
I did, definitely.
Yeah.
So in school, I was always known as the Hallelujah girl. I always used to sing Hallelujah. I always used to sing that song.
Love that song. But which version though?
The Leonard Cohen.
Yeah, of course. The
and it was funny because I would always put my hand here. And this is the mic, so I'd always be like, so they would be like, my pavement that like they would tease me. But no, yeah, I definitely sang a lot in school, and then I used to actually do a lot of busking. I would my mom taught me 4 chords, 4 guitar chords, and she's like, this is all you're going to need.
Right, true.
So just work around it.
Yeah, the basics.
Yeah, the basics. So I learned those 4 basic chords, and I went along in Islamabad. We have this place called, it's like an F7, it's this huge park where a lot of the kids go and hang out. So I went there and I just started playing random, really lame cover songs.
I'm sure they weren't lame. She's just being very humble.
I mean, I cringe now when I think about it. But, so this girl walks up and now she's like one of my bestest friends. I did not know her at all. She just walked up to me and she's like, hey, do you want to do this for like professional?
Okay.
I was like, yeah, sure. Okay, cool. So here's my number.
Okay.
And I'm throwing a show at this cafe called Eclipse.
Okay.
And would you like to come and do a couple songs?
Wow.
And I was just like, who are you again? So
what just happened there?
Yes, that's literally how it started.
Wow, that's great.
And then everybody just wanted me to sing.
You know, the best things in life actually come in very spontaneously. When you don't expect them to happen, things happen. So that's nice, that's lovely. Now comes a fun question. So I love music and I also love food. So are you a foodie? Do you like food?
I am actually. I didn't realize that I was up until a year or 2 ago. When I started to cook actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So what is your specialty?
Okay,
when are you inviting us for lunch or dinner or coffee?
Oh my
perhaps?
goodness, whenever you're in Islamabad, lunch or dinner on me. So back when my mom was still with us, I used to cook a lot of Filipino food because obviously that's kind of what used to go around in our house. So we've got like our version of the chow mein that the Chinese people got.
Sounds kind of yummy.
But the only difference is that we have like rice noodles. It's like super thin.
I'm imagining.
So imagine faluda,
but
like a super thin version.
And not sweet.
And not sweet, obviously, Yeah, so stuff like that, and then we have like our own macaroni soup.
Oh, yummy! I love macaroni. By the way.
It's my brother makes a killer macaroni soup.
So you like pasta?
Huh?
You like pasta?
Pasta, yeah. Like I mean, I remember like when I was a lot younger, I used to cook a lot of Italian just because my mom used to work at this Italian firm. So wahan to rozi pasta. I was like, oh, how do you make this? So yeah, so food is definitely part of my culture. It's part of both the cultures.
Yeah, of course.
And it's in my blood and everything. But when it comes to Pakistani food, I remember my dad was the one who taught me how to make chicken kadai.
Oh, yummy. I think it's the easiest dish.
And it's the only dish that my dad can cook. Probably that's the only reason why.
Does he know how to fry an egg?
Yeah.
Or make the Pakistani omelet perhaps?
He knows how to make everything, he's just lazy. But yeah, and then slowly and gradually I just, it sounds so lame, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway.
Name is good, name is fun.
So when I started to cook for the first time, I was really nervous because obviously like I became the woman of the house who has to cook and like look after all the men. And so I had to cook dinner for my dad, and he was like, "Beta, kuch Pakistani ho jaye." And I was like, "Theek hai, Abu." So I go in the kitchen, I open the freezer, I'm like, okay, there's keema and there's aloo, let's try to make aloo keema.
Okay.
So I just closed my eyes and I was like, hey mom, if you're with me, can you just guide me through all of this, please? Because I don't know what I'm doing. And it worked. I just opened Google and then I made it.
It came naturally to you.
It came naturally.
Yeah.
And then it just worked. And then that was the best aloo keema I've ever made.
That's fantastic. Now really, I am craving for aloo keema as we speak. So we've talked about music, we've talked about food. Now let's also talk about, something that you're working on these days. When I was stalking her page last night, I got to find out that she's working on something, 21st Century Love.
Yes.
What is that all about?
It's a song that I wrote a couple months ago.
Okay.
And it's a very, very personal song.
Okay.
The reason why I say personal is because it is the 21st century and it is the digital age where so many issues like mental illness and depression and anxiety and suicide has become so common that I wanted to write about it and write about it in a way that I wanted to share my experience when it comes to self-doubt and the in-denial that I was in for my subtle or mild depression, but not obviously so crazy, but I wanted to write about my anxiety and the self-doubt that I began to have in my career. And I made it again very, very simple, but I'm talking about, in the song I'm talking about a lot of social media pressure that we have as an influencer, as a singer. It's tough, like you're always pressurized to write, to post something or with a new outfit or something like that, and that kind of gets to you a little bit.
And to keep up with the pace,
to keep up with the pace.
Is so fast.
Yeah, and then also when I speak about the self-doubt part, it was definitely very, very difficult because I remember for 3 months I wasn't working, I had no inspiration, I was just completely idle, and I felt like every time I'd open my phone, my Instagram, my Facebook, I'd feel like everybody around me has just, moved on, and I'm just stuck there.
Right.
But obviously now that I think about it, it sounds silly, and I realize that it was all in my head. And the reason why I think now about that is because I've learned and I've gained the courage to actually write it in a song and express it and share it with the world. And it's an English song because I believe that's a universal language.
Yeah, of course.
And it's the most easiest. I think I have tried to make it very relatable.
Right.
A lot of people would think that it is a love song because the title does say
21st Century
Love. But the chorus really is about how you are relying on somebody.
Right.
And you don't want them to leave, whether it's God or your parents or...
So it's holistic that way.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, for me, it was a mix of so many things because this year has definitely been a very eye-opening year when it comes to work, when it comes to friends, when it comes to love, when it comes to everything. And so that's kind of what 21st Century Love is all about. And it's been a crazy journey and completely spontaneous. I had absolutely no plan of writing it or recording it or releasing it. It just happened, and I can't be thankful.
Yeah, this is wonderful. So the video is also out? The
video is out, and I mean, it was so minimalistic.
Yeah.
We went up to Mushkpuri, Sweet Tooth Mushkpuri. Shout out to Umar Hussain. You helped us.
Umar, we love you.
We love you.
I mean, he's just amazing. Every single time I talk to him, he's like, "Acha, Sophiya, hum udhar bhi khol rahe hain, Sweet Tooth karne hain."
He's like outlet everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's awesome.
Amazing person, lots of energy.
He gave us a space to shoot up at Nathia.
And so beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. So peaceful.
Yeah.
So हमने वहाँ shoot किया, and it was very minimal, very basic. And it was just beautiful, and the people that I was working with, the director, his name is also Umar.
Okay.
It was his first time, and I couldn't believe that it was his first time shooting a music video.
He was so good.
He was so good, and मतलब मुझे कुछ उस तरह नहीं बताना हुआ कि यार नहीं यार ये नहीं कर.
He's very professional in his approach.
He was just like, oh okay. And then the producer Shamsher Rana, he is a genius. You should definitely call him on your show.
I would love to.
Crazy. He is so intelligent with his music, mashallah.
Right.
That whatever musician I'm going to and I'm saying, oh yeah, I worked with Shamsher, they're like, no, did you really? So yeah, he's awesome like that.
And this is wonderful, and we're really looking forward to see more of your work also.
Thank you.
Because as I mentioned earlier on as well, you're not just a brilliant singer, you're a great songwriter also.
Thank you.
And by the time this video is out, I'm sure that you guys must have heard the song on the radio and seen the video online as well. But you can still go ahead and check it out. It's 21st Century Love by Maria Unera Fatma. Now that we worked about, we've talked about food and we talked about music and all of that. Something which, of course, will always be there, very close to your heart, is this track called Strong.
Yes.
Right? And I remember that I heard this song, and I remember that I had tears in my eyes. You were at this musical platform called Levi's Live, and I saw her performing. And her vocals, her passion, her thought process, everything was awesome. And I was awestruck, and I felt as if, she was tugging at my heart. Let's talk about that song.
I actually wrote that song outside the hospital room when my mom was ill, and it was right about that time where, I mean, I don't want to get into the details, super emotional, but her cancer was really bad at that point. And I remember I used to sing to her every night, really, after her surgery, at night, whatever. So I stepped out, and the hospital people, they were awesome. They were so nice, and they became our friends. The nurses, everybody on the ground. And so, so I stood there and I was playing these chords. It was actually inspired by Damien Rice's song, Delicate, the chord progression. So, I was just playing it, and then I just was thinking about my mom. I was very emotional, and I wrote the first two verses. And after I wrote the first two verses, I went back in, and I was like, hey mom, like I made like a song, you want to listen to it? She's like, yeah, sure. So I sang that bit, and she's like, you could improve it better. So,
moms will always be moms.
And plus she was always my mentor. So then I was like, okay, so I went back home the following night, and that is where I was like, okay, I need to do something with the rest of the song, because it's bahut chota gana hai. And it was actually the first ever song I wrote from that specific album, which I'll get into. So that's when I started I was like, how about, and then I don't know, I just was playing it, and then I started singing Oh Lord, and then it just built up, and then I always record my songs on my phone whenever I'm writing or making them. So bus that it just sticked with it.
Bahut acha gana tha, and I think a lot of people could relate to it as well, because it came from the heart. And it was very passionate. So thank you for sharing that with us,
Thank
Maria.
you.
Now, before we jump towards the last question, we also have a segment for you. Okay, so this is kind of going to be like a rapid fire round. I mean, on the lines of a rapid fire round at the end. So yes, sip on some coffee or chai if you must, okay, so gain that energy level. So one last question, okay? Now you've entered the music industry, I think about 5 years ago?
Technically 8.
8.
But officially, since 2013.
Right. So do you think that there were some hurdles that you had to face in the music industry? And what would be your advice for all the newbies who want to really step into the industry?
When I started off 8 years ago, it was very difficult. YouTube was banned.
I remember that.
Facebook was the only source that we had.
I remember Video Motion, was it? The Daily Motion.
Daily Motion was like this other thing of YouTube. And then there was like another, like a pirate version of YouTube, I remember, which was
we all used it, yes.
Yeah, but it was no point, because like you couldn't upload stuff. So at my time then, because it was 8 years ago, it was very difficult. But but for now, because it is the 21st century and it is the digital age, you have Instagram, you have Snapchat, for heaven's sake, Snapchat. You have all these platforms, you have YouTube finally, and YouTube in Pakistan is evolving so much. The only hurdle that I had to face was getting my voice out there. And the only advice that I'll ever give is use your phone, your laptop, use these. You don't need a professional camera or a professional microphone.
Anything and everything you have can be used.
You don't need to know someone to know someone. You know, like you don't.
Like people say, you have to have a good PR, you have to have contacts and all
of that. I mean, all of that will eventually come in once you are comfortable with yourself and you can let go of your fear. Because I did have fear when I was younger too. I was 16, you know. But yeah, you will. I mean, I'm not gonna say कि बस Instagram और Facebook ही है और YouTube ही है और इसी तरह आप लगाए और आप
बाहर जाना चाहिए मतलब obviously.
That is the first step. That's the stepping stone. उसके बाद हाँ, inshallah somebody will find you guys and then they'll, you know, offer you something. But my biggest advice is going to be never to keep your hopes up.
Okay.
Never expect that agar XYZ person is promising you something, that's what's going to happen.
Right.
Because it's never going to happen. Whatever is in your sphere of control is in your control.
Absolutely, and also I feel we shouldn't be comparing ourselves with others also. Because everyone has their own destiny and everyone has their own sort of viewpoint in life.
Yes.
All right, Maria, thank you so much for being with us. And before signing out, so we have a segment for you, okay? Now, it's kind of like, so I have a short question for you, and you have like 2 seconds to answer.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and your time starts now. Your specialty in cooking.
My specialty in cooking, aloo keema.
Okay, aloo keema, you're stuck with aloo keema for life now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were stuck on an island and just had to take that one thing with you, what would it be?
My guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your 3 a.m. call buddy.
Who do I call at 3 a.m.? Hassan Davar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your first crush.
Oh my gosh. My first crush was probably in 3rd grade. It was my class fellow. I don't want to take his name.
Are you still in touch?
No.
Maybe something can happen right there. We can help you guys connect or something. Okay, your current crush.
My current crush?
Yeah.
Can it be a celebrity?
Of course.
I'm in love with Chris Hemsworth.
Who isn't? Okay, now the best vocalist ever, period.
Ever?
In the world.
In the world? Oh my god, there's so many.
I know.
If I'm talking about the classics,
Yeah.
I would say Whitney Houston.
Oh, love her.
But
love her vocals.
if I'm talking about modern age,
Yeah.
I would say... Oh my god, there's so many.
Okay. All right. So the most good-looking Pakistani today, male and female.
Female?
Yes.
I think I would say... I think I'd say Mahira because
Okay.
I find her very natural.
She is. She is. Okay. And
male?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't focus on you men.
Okay. This is a big shout out to all the Pakistani males out there. Do better. Okay. Now, your happiest moment till date.
My happiest moment is being on stage and singing for thousands of people and having them come up to me and tell me that strong helped them in life, and that's just priceless.
Yeah, that's really sweet. That's wonderful. So if you could give your 10-year-old any one advice, what would it be?
Get all those posters off right now.
Okay, so one song that you always love to cover.
Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. I always love to cover
Okay,
it.
and one song that people should stop covering now. It's enough, okay? Enough of it.
We Don't Talk Anymore by Charlie Puth. I think that's what
Charlie
it is.
Puth. We don't talk anymore. Let's not talk about the song anymore. Okay, last but not the least, describe Pakistan in one word.
Home.
All right, fantastic. That was great. Good job, Maria. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure. I wish you all the very best. Anything you want to add in to all your listeners and viewers?
Follow Sophie, subscribe to her channel, and then subscribe to my channel too. And thank you so much for watching.
Fantastic. That was a win-win situation. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the very talented Maria Unera Fatma. Now, we talked about music, we talked about food, we talked about the society in general and about, you know, songs and all of that. But I think the one thing that we basically talked about, which was throughout the show, that one element that remained was the element of dedication, of finding yourself, of passion. So that reminds me of a quote, and the quote goes something like this, that when you feel that why God, why me, always think, try me. On that note, have a great night and God bless. Bye-bye.
So please don't leave me here by 21st century. No. I hope that you believe that God has a way. So please just be strong.